Welcome in. It is the ATB show. Timmy hanging out with Rubber Shoes. We just lost Corey to an early flight. I just texted him and said, "Are you inbound?" And he's outbound. Sorry, had to jump on a plane and leave Philadelphia early. Then it gets dark. Okay, he's off. He's okay. He's got somebody in his ecosystem at work that had some issues. Oh boy. Okay. So he just got pulled off the campus. Adam is in hair and makeup at his office somewhere in Connecticut. And Scotty said he could play last night, but I said, no, we got 4 of us on Tuesday. Let's do it Tuesday. And yet here we are, the Stadler and Waldorf of Boston Sports Radio, Rubber Shoes and Timmy. We're going to spend an inordinate amount of time talking about uniforms. So if you don't like it, we're brought to you by our dear friends, Joe and Leslie at AAA Work Trucks, our dear friends who support the nonsense that we spew out once every 164 hours. Is it 168? 167 hours. It's an hour show once a week. There we go. Carry the 4, divide by 3. You and I were bitching. Love the shirt, first of all. Let's get into it. This is a chef's kiss moment. Boston sports, for the most part, pretty tried and true with their uniforms. Like, there's not too many uniforms you can look at, and this is a Homer thing. And I'm still going to say it. I think I don't like, here we go. I don't like some of the, it's a French term, it'll be on the quiz later. Some of the fuckery with the Celtics uniforms. I don't like some of the stuff. Some of the Celtics uniforms that they throw out. I'm in the Joe, the Joe rule with, why do you like it? And he's like, because it says Boston on it. Like, some of the Celtics creations I haven't loved. I love the traditional Celtics stuff. I think veering too far away from that, and I know you don't live in this camp because you love buying shirts. But I think leave the Celtics alone. They're good. I like some of the stuff they've come up with occasionally, but most of it can be like, meh. And I think the NBA just the NBA loses their mind. The NBA is like, new uniform, and then like there's a whole floor. Like, some of the teams in the NBA, and it's a Nike thing, because Nike now has everything. What are we? Where are we with Fanatics? Have the NHL? Yes. And yes. Nike has everything else. So the Nikifying I really enjoy. And to get to my point, like the Bruins, tried and true. They've had some really weird ones. They had the meth bear. The Bruins had the meth bear, the one that looked like he was hopped up on meth. And then the Pooh Bear shirts were sort of shitty.
You know what I hate about the NHL is that they have a lot of really cool jerseys, like for the veteran ones and the hockey fights cancel one, but they don't let them wear them in the games.
It's always it's a pregame state.
During warm-ups, and that's it. And like, why let them wear them in the games, and it gets more more popular. More people will buy them if they see them in the games. Like, not many people see them during the warm-ups.
Yeah, 1,000%. Couldn't agree with you more. Absolute chef's kiss on the Monster jerseys. The Monster Green series, the New City Connects. So the Marathon Connects are now considered a tertiary uniform, I suppose, because they're sort of all over the place. We've got the Road Grays, which I don't know if you're going to see a lot of the Road Grays top to bottom, because they are peppering in the blue shirt. The red shirt is gone. Is the red shirt gone now?
Blue one's gone.
Blue one's gone. Red shirt is in. I apologize.
Red shirt's Friday night. Yep.
Red shirt's Friday night only at home, or Friday night everywhere?
I know at home right now. Well, actually, it's not,
because it used to be Friday night at home was red shirt, white pant. Friday night on the road, blue shirt, gray pant.
Last Friday they wore these, so I don't. Who knows if they're? But so they did a poll with the players.
Yeah.
On which jerseys they like the best.
Yep.
So just the Red Sox, they voted the blue one was their favorite, and that's the one they got rid of.
That's crazy.
And the one they hate the most is the yellow one. Even though I thought for sure the yellow one would be the most popular because they have the best record in it, but nope, they
don't like
the blue one the best.
Interesting.
And the yellow one the least.
Yeah, the Marathon City Connects I do like, although it because there's a connectivity to obviously 2013 and all that kind of stuff. Like, I love all that, but going back to like the NBA with some of the teams in the NBA where they come out in not even a throwback uni, but just some of these unis that don't have any colorway tie to the actual colors of the team. And they'll wear these jerseys and there's a whole new floor, which there's billions of dollars in pro sports. I get it.
What they do why they call it a city connect is they do something that has to do with the city
I appreciate that.
to in court. Like that's
I'm picking on the
actually,
NBA
so
though. The NBA has some
the M
shitty third uniforms.
but they have something to do with the beehive that has some, because of the Hornets, and
Yep.
then they do different things because of Space City with
Yes.
Houston Rockets
Houston. Yes.
and Astros. So I like, so it's just some of the colorways are just
Terrible. Terrible. So I went, I had a navy blue throwback bee hat, which has meandered over to Cameron's closet. So when the monster stuff launched, I was in Texas last week. So I ordered mine. I got that snapback style because that's what I do because I have a weird head. And then I got this one, which I love, and I know you'll love because it's got your UNC, the powder blue.
Yeah.
But I love
I wish
I love this one.
I wish the marathon jerseys were opposite. I wish they were more blue with just the yellow writing.
Yep.
I would have loved those. It took me a while for the yellow to grow on me. I love them now, but originally I was like, "Ooh, that's bright."
It's bright. Well, it looked good on you. I think if I wore it, I'd look like a yield sign. I think it depends on your level of buoyancy if you can get away with a yellow shirt like that. But I love the monster green. I love all of the little details like we were talking. Some of the snapback hats have the white bee with the gray with the monster green bill and the lights on the side like you said are on your shirt. All of the thought that they put into the fact that everything about the scoreboard. Yeah, I all of it. All of it's so good. They did such a good job. Whoever was leading the charge at Nike with the City Connects for Boston should get a raise. 4,000%. Some of this one's going to stick. I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see what the cadence is on how often they wear these.
Yeah, so far it's only been once.
And it was a loss. So they got to roll them back out sooner than later. They got to roll them back out, God willing. But that's the big news for the Red Sox. Other than that, like we got Rafi hitting. I think they're hitting relatively well. But like what the pitching right now, the bullpen right now, like is this a blip or Bello healthy but definitely off?
Bayo.
Right?
It's pronounced
Bello.
Bayo.
Why did I say Bello? I said Brian Bello in my head. I don't know why. Brian Bayo. Sorry. Bayo.
So you've watched all of the Red Sox documentary, The Clubhouse?
Watched the whole Clubhouse. Yep. So good.
So
So well done.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, and in that you can see that we watched 3. I was just reminded that I watched 3. Bayo is a head case. And I think that's his problem. Any little thing goes wrong, he freaking loses it. He can't keep himself under control. So I think that's what his problem is. The bullpen, I think it was more of a blip. I think Slayton looked good last night. Also, Weiser looked well. Chapman's been great. I was worried about him because he was throwing hard last year, but he walked a ton of batters last year.
Yeah.
And this year he's throwing strikes. So I don't know. It's hard.
Did I hear Fleming talking? I think I caught Fleming on pregame maybe yesterday driving home talking about the fact that did he hit 108 last week with one of his pitches?
No. I don't.
I thought I heard him say that he hit 108. I'm like, when did he hit 108? And that's my biggest fear is like so when he starts to climb the ladder, is he just gonna throw his arm off? Right? Like doesn't seem like he will, but
it's been tough because their starter pitching is Houck's on the IL now, which I think they're saying his shoulder, but I think it's a mental IL trip.
Yep.
I think he has to get right in his head. Whitlock, he's been kind of terrible. So some of the guys you expected to do better than they have. It's almost like the Bruins this past season. Like everyone was doing awful. Nobody was hitting their average, and I think that's kind of other than Crochet. And I mean, Crochet's pitching his ass off, but they're not scoring runs for him.
Yep.
It's almost like Crochet goes out there and he feels like he has to shut the other team out every time, and that kind of that he gets in a little trouble in the first inning because I think he's trying too hard right out the gate to be perfect.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, we got somebody coming in. Stand by.
Somebody's coming in. Ooh.
Somebody's coming in. I don't know why I can't move this stuff around. Don't
it can't
mind
be
me.
Corey because he's on a plane. So.
I love that you don't you know who's in the green room? You can't see who's in the green room?
No, I can't see anyone right now.
Oh, I love all of this. Only I can see the green room? I'm so confused. So there's one time.
Oh.
So there's one time at band camp. Stand by. Uncle, look at him.
Oh,
Love it, brother. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard.
Hey.
Before we get too far, we're mid Red Sox. We're actually talking baseball. We were talking uniforms. Your thoughts on the New City Connects?
Is that what he's wearing?
That's what he's got on. Look at you with the googles. What are you all right, dude, with the glasses? What are you doing, Nana?
Have you seen? Look, we're comparing grays, Timmy. We're comparing grays.
Oh, I won. I've been frosted much longer than you, sir.
Did you fall down?
Oh,
I got a little person here.
That's all
Say
right.
hi.
Oh, executive producer.
Down. She is. Yeah, she's
Ava
she was
Duquette.
mowing the lawn.
What happened?
Something. I don't know. She fell. All right, go show mom.
Oh, it's that time of year. When does swim lessons start? What's happening?
too cold. It's only like 20 degrees in Maine, right?
I'm sure he's going to start swim lessons as soon as he can. As soon as he can.
It's a little chilly. We did open the pool, but it's still a little chilly. We haven't started the heater or anything like that yet. It's still a little bit too cold. So
you got the solar cover on it.
I honestly love the new look. I think
we were
great.
just saying chef's kiss. They knocked it out of the park.
I don't think, Billy, you pull it off like Jaron Duran did in that video they showed, but you do pull it off, buddy.
He's got the Duran shirt on.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, let's show him.
Well done.
No, wrong side. Yeah. So good. I love these. I love these. And I'll give Rubber Shoes credit. I don't know if it's because he's in the press room and he has like insider baseball, pun intended. You're welcome. He'll be on the quiz later. But he called it. When we were talking about what the New City Connects would be, he's like, maybe they're going to do something with the monster. Nailed it. And they nailed these. Like, you can't look at that shirt. If you're a masshole, if you're a New Englander, you can't look at that shirt and not know what it is. They just nailed it. They're so well done. To our earlier point before you got here, Uncle Dukes, they've worn them once and they lost. So they got to get them back out on the field and create some new juju. That's the concern now.
But you know what happened last night? They pitched. Look at that. They actually pitched for 9 innings in a row. It was amazing. The offense didn't show up. They won the game. It was a Festivus miracle in Fenway.
Yes.
Though I will say Soto helped a little bit by not running out that single. But yeah, that was it was nice to see them. That's been the frustrating thing. I think we'll just dive in. Yeah, with the Red Sox this year has been their pitching. I feel like offensively they've shown up, pretty well. Even with Casas going down and stuff, but he wasn't hitting before that. But their pitching has been driving me absolutely bonkers, man. Yeah. I mean, what do they say? I think someone said something about outside of Crochet, it's been the main struggle is everyone else getting past 5 innings. I mean, Tanner Houck has looked god awful. I don't know what they're doing in MLB The Show and not dropping his rating. He's still a diamond. Drop the rating. Get Alex on the call. Can we have a phone call with him? Can we make something happen here? Because it's not good. He's pitching horribly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pitching has been just atrocious, absolutely atrocious. But it was nice.
Hopefully, so Bueller will be activated for tonight's game, so he's coming back. So hopefully we get things righted. They're still they're like they won last night, so I think they're 4.5 behind the Yankees for first place, and
I mean, it's May. It's May 20th. We got time.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, it's
Yes, you know how I feel about this. Yes, we can shit the bed all the way to the break. Come on the other side of the break. Not all the way, but we can
Sunday,
struggle into the break.
They go down 3-0, and then Devins hits the grand slam to go ahead.
Felt good.
Right, and then,
Felt good. Yeah.
The pitcher just couldn't keep it going. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Challenging for sure.
It's been a frustrating start, but it's also they are still exciting. I think why it's probably more frustrating is last year was so much fun, right? Like it was so much fun last year, even though they had a similar record, right, to about where they are now.
Yeah.
But it was just because no one expected it, and so and I think the other second part of my frustration is Baltimore's terrible. They fired their manager. Like they're just god awful. They're a friggin' mess, as they usually are.
Yeah.
Minus the last 2 seasons, and we're not taking advantage.
Right.
Take advantage.
Right. They're coming in Thursday, right? They're the weekend series coming in. Yeah. Yep.
So I wanted to ask you guys something about while we're still on the Red Sox. I love it, but what do you guys think of the new home run celebration? I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys.
We've chatted about it a little bit because I think it's just going to get so disgusting. First of all, first and foremost, yeah, of course, I go right to the, and I'm not a germaphobe, and I get it, and I mean, you talk to any baseball player worth their salt, they're not going to wash it, they're not going to replace it. That thing's going to smell like April. God willing, in late October. God willing, baby Jesus, in late October. So that is gross. Like that alone is gross. I don't love it. It's a little like I love the laundry cart, and I know they're going to do something different every year. Like the Hulk smash hands are gone. Thank God. I thought those were stupid. I like it in concept. The one they put on looks like an artist rendering of Wally if I were Helen Keller. Like if she did a police artist sketch based on memory, right?
Yeah, one used to wear it like Chuck E. Cheese. We all had those but
the head looks like fuck E. Cheese. Exactly. It's like Wally's brother that didn't quite get out of rehab. But he got out of rehab and now he's marching around the dugout. Yeah, it's nightmare fuel. It really is. And it's going to smell gross. And at some point, as we get to September, fall, when some of our athletes have kids going back to school and the little, as you know, as parents, the little Petri dishes come back home and then suddenly your whole house is sick, that thing's going to be patient zero.
Yeah.
And then the whole team gets sick for the playoff run. That's my concern.
As long as they don't pass whatever Porzingis had to anybody, I'm okay with that.
Nope. We'll get there. Uncle Dukes. We're going to get to the Celtics and the mystery flu. Oh, for the love of God. But yeah, super excited about it.
He's hearing the siren from the fire station. They need tots.
Yeah, what are we doing?
No.
I thought he was getting called out. Are you getting called out? What's happening?
No.
Well, you did the thing with the ear. I don't know.
That was trying to listen.
Steph's is executive producer at the house. Yeah. Steph's the executive producer at the house. Yep. Amazing. Yeah. So God willing, they can keep slapping the Mets. That was a good win last night. And then take advantage this weekend. Great Memorial Day weekend to punch the Orioles in the face and climb back into the race a little bit, which would be sweet. Who's going to the game? Has anybody been to Fenway yet?
No.
But I will. I will be going June 28th. I guess is the date. Stevie and I bought my father Sox tickets for his birthday.
Love it.
We are 3 rows from third baseline.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet. Yeah, so
you can heckle Bregman.
I spend money.
You can heckle Bregman.
I had to. Yeah, Bregman or Vlad. Well, we were like, oh, Vlad Guerrero Jr., but he's playing first now, so it's not going to be him, unfortunately. But it's going to be exciting. My father's never sat there before, so he's going to be pretty pumped.
What's the 28th? Is it a weeknight or is it a weekend?
It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. I think it's the 29th, something like that. It's a Sunday, and they're playing Toronto. Yeah, so it'll be fun.
You're going to be tuned up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know if I will because I'm actually DJing a wedding right before the day before. My father, Ricky and Scotty, going back on the road. Nate Dodge's sister is getting married. God bless. So
I
making
love
me feel
all of
very old.
this.
Yeah, so they had asked us to DJ. Now, usually I'm pretty organized and on top of my stuff. I had made the mistake of not putting the date.
Is your dad's DJ company called The Sound of the Shire? I'm asking for a friend. No,
but
that'd be great though, wouldn't it? And you know why that is top of mind? When my father-in-law, Brian, did radio back in Australia. I'm gonna get the name of the station wrong, which is horrifying because he said it. 2SSR, The Sound of the Shire, was the station that he worked at.
Was it really?
2SSR, The Sound of the Shire. So I just figured for Ricky with his little round door walking out of his little dirt mound, right, with his little feet. It'd be great. I think you should work it in. The Sound of the Shire. Awesome. You got to play Brick House for Big Daddy. You got to play it at least once in honor of Big Daddy.
We
Yes.
usually do. We usually will slide that in.
Of course you will.
I don't think I'll be that tuned up, but it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Aiden, actually, my godson Maxwell got tickets for Thursday. Immediately realized he couldn't go. He's a oncologist nurse at Dartmouth, and he's like, "Oh, I can't go." So he and his fiance are not going. So he slid them over to Francis because it's Francis's birthday Thursday. Francis, because he's autistic and he needs 72 hours notice, he's like, hard pass. So he's going to stay home and mine and craft. So he slid them over to Bubbett's. So I think Mr. and Mrs. Bubbett's Lindsay are going. I think. I have no idea. And you boys will love this. Aiden started his new summer job. He works at so he, for the last couple of years, maybe senior year of high school he started. Yeah, like it's been about 3 years now. He's been at 7C's, little tiny sandwich shop in beautiful downtown Stratford, the metropolis that we are. And he just got tired of standing over the fryer later. The money was good. The shared tips were good, but it was just like standing over the fryer later in August when it's 1,000 degrees over the fryer later, even though there's central air in the building. So he did his first day today over at Bushwood. He's working at Pease this summer. So,
no way.
Yep.
Awesome.
He sent a picture. He's got his full uniform on. So he's got his Pease polo, his Titleist hat. They dial them all up. So today he did carts, and he's like, he's like, this job is so easy. He's so excited because he's sitting in the starter shack on his phone, texting Grace, basically waiting for the next person to come in to drop their cart off because he got ahead on all of them. So he's either going to be cleaning and restoring carts, working in the pro shop, doing tea times. He could also be starter shack and be a starter in the starter shack, or he might also be driving. He might be driving the metal machine out on the range, which is amazing.
Starter, I need him to do me if I want him to like mess with my father-in-law is a member, right?
Oh, I love this.
So
okay.
So he's got to mess with him. He's got to mess with Drew Doherty. Is just kind of like I don't know how exactly how to mess with him, but
yep.
You know, he's a smart kid. He'll figure it out. But
he'll figure it out.
Something to do with his car.
Drew Doherty. All right, I will let him know. So he's super excited. He started that, and then he's doing his legal internship with our title company here. That starts in a couple of days.
You might want to have Aiden check the weather before he heads down.
Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on that. So I mean, it's not
it's supposed to be a nor'easter. Yeah,
they're calling it a nor'easter now.
Yeah,
really?
With the wind,
Dear
the rain,
Lord.
It's gonna be Thursday's supposed to be the worst day.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Good times.
There he is.
Yes.
And it's green and gold, so Janina's all excited because it's Australian colors. I'm like, it's not Australian colors. It's a friggin' Pease shirt. But he's working at Bushwood. He's doing the Caddyshack thing this summer. He's loving it.
He looks like he has the outfit of that breakdancer.
Yes.
Oh
the Australian breakdancer. That's amazing. Yep. So he's pretty excited. And when I talked to Timmy, the head pro over there over the winter about him getting a job there, he's like, yeah, the money's not great. It's going to be between $10 and $12. He's like, and Aiden said unlimited range. So he can go to the range anytime he wants, just grab a bucket of balls. And they're allowed to play golf every day before or after their shift. So like he's 12 to 7 today, but I think later this week he's 12 to 7 today. Tomorrow he's 9 to 4. So at 4 o'clock he could go up and play 18 right afterwards.
That's awesome.
Yep. So he's super excited. He's loving it because he's not getting his face kicked in. And like he was all worried. He's like, I need to get another job. I'm like, for what? For what? This is like summer money. You know, I mean, you're fine. He's fine. So he's super excited.
Logan just started his new job. My oldest, he just started his new job. He's at Lexi's doing burgers.
Oh, that's amazing. Fish tacos. Yeah. Great fish tacos.
I'll take your word for it. But
yeah, you don't do that. Oh, okay. All
right. No, it's not that. I've never been. I've never been to Lexi's, but you know, his mom runs it. So, but he's very happy there. He's enjoying it so far. So he just started that. But yeah, the break.
What? How in the bucket of fucks have you never been to Lexi's?
Just haven't been. There's a story behind it, I'm sure. Just haven't.
I think didn't he just say that his mom runs it?
Logan's mom, yeah.
Yeah, that might be the reason why he doesn't go there.
I wasn't listening to that. I was sitting in shock and awe. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I mean,
she doesn't run all of them. No, stop.
No, I love the fact that. Hold on, I love the fact that Billy.
Fuckery is about. She doesn't run all of them.
3 seconds ago, he was on his phone, not listening, and then but he picked up on that nuance.
She doesn't run all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't. No, she.
There's one. Okay. So Newington. There's the one on the water in Newington. Amazing.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes.
There's more than one.
He's such a dick. Such a dick. Anyway, if you see her, tell her I didn't say hi. I love you, buddy. Roger.
The funny thing was when you said about the dancing thing, just about, I don't know, half an hour ago or something like that, I was downstairs and I was talking to Nathan about the 8th grade social coming up. I said, oh man, we got to get you, teed up and ready to go and whatnot and shirt, tie and all that. And as we were kind of like talking about the night, I'm like, yeah, you can have a great time. And I kind of looked at him like, do you know how to dance? And I started making moves and stuff. Totally bit a lip, I was like, yeah.
The white man overbite. Yep.
And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, do you want me to teach you? And I started like, yeah. He just looked me up and down. He's like, no.
Like,
okay.
Yep.
And I just walked out.
Have a watch Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
Perfect.
Or the ever famous. I got to get the audio real quick because I absolutely love it. And Janina uses it on me all of the time. Anytime I make a ridiculous suggestion. Hang on. We can keep talking amongst ourselves. Why did you not go get like Slick Rick?
I didn't think of it.
Doesn't your dad has to dance? There's no way your dad doesn't dance.
Ricky dances. Ricky dances.
Yeah.
Ricky's got some moves, man, but they're like they just slide to the right, slide to the left kind of thing, and they're very
James Brown.
Yeah, a little something like that, but with Maine, tossed in there, sprinkled in there.
This is when you start dancing. This is the audio that went through my head. Hang on a second.
Cause I don't care.
Yeah, immediately no.
Immediately no.
Like instantly, I was like, yeah, no. That was my thought.
Yeah.
But I love you, and your values stay the same. You're still valuable. But that dance right there does not add value to anything.
You didn't even say enough of it.
I'm telling you right now, seeing what I needed to see.
Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby. Cause I don't care.
Immediately no. Yep.
He was nicer to James Corden than Nathan was to me. But yes, that is pretty much what happened downstairs about half an hour, 45 minutes ago.
Immediately no. Yep. Immediately no.
Was a great.
Oh shit, that's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
It'll be fun. It's going to be good times. But how about them Celtics?
Can we? Well, let me say this concerning that. I'm going to say something that will upset everybody because I'm the fan that usually doesn't feel this way. So I have to put this out there because there's got to be at least 3 other people in New England that feel the same way. I am in fire sale mode. No one is safe to go get Cooper. I'm in fire sale mode because we've talked about it, and I don't know these things. You boys educated me on the Supermax. He's not going to go to Dallas and then leave Dallas to come home because emotionally he feels ties to New England. He's going to stay in Dallas to get a Supermax because that's the only way he can.
I don't know.
So I'm in fire sale mode with this fucking team to go get Cooper Flagg.
stuff that his mother has come out with says that Supermax or a max contract. Do you really need the extra like $200 million? It's like you're gonna make $200 million. Do you need the extra $200 million? And then you can get the Supermax the next time, because there's a way around it. Because they can sign you for 2 years or something like that, and then they can give you the Supermax after that. So
your second team can? Yeah.
Yeah, once he's on the team for so long, then he can get a Supermax again.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought one of my NBA insiders on this show told me that only your rookie team can give you a Supermax.
Well, so wait, you're saying make a deal prior to the draft, right?
Tomorrow, yesterday,
we move up to number one.
Yesterday, and the prevailing crack that is out in the ether right now that I am smoking is Jaylen Brown, Derek White, this hat, your microphone, and Billy's left shoe.
I've seen. Let's see.
But talk to me, Uncle Dukes. What do you think is going to happen in the offseason now?
Honestly, I don't think it'll be a fire sale. I think.
Oh, I don't either. I just want one.
I do think that what they're going to do is look at the value. I don't think one thing is I think they're going to wait and see about Horford. I want to see. They're going to probably see if he's going to retire or not. Obviously, he's a free agent, so he needs to figure out what he wants to do. And they'll see if he wants to come back. That'll be. And I'm not saying that's their top priority, but he's definitely a consideration. And then they're going to weigh who they want to keep between Porzingis and Drew Holiday, right? Someone's moving. And when it comes to Cooper Flag, the Celtics have probably one of the only teams out there right now that are in position to potentially make Nico look as bad as he's already looked, and make a deal, to move Jaylen Brown. And if, I was thinking it'd be more like a Jaylen Brown, a Drew Holiday, and maybe some picks towards, Dallas to get him, right? I can see that happening. Do I want that to happen? No, I don't think you break up the two J's. I really don't. I still don't think you do. So, I think that Porzingis, if a gun to my head, I think Porzingis and Drew Holiday are probably both gone by the end of the offseason.
Okay.
And then it'll be interesting to see what Al does, and then what they do with Luke as well. I believe Keita has a team option for this offseason. I think he does. I have to look that up again. Keep him. I'm just trying to think of because you obviously you lose KP, Horford, and Luke, who's also a free agent. You need someone to kind of come in. If you lose Drew, you still have Peyton Pritchard, right? Pritchard's going to come in. Plus, you are going to see more of the young kids. Like you got J.D. Davidson, who's just MVP of the G League. He's going to play that position as well if they want to bring him in. You're going to see Jordan Walsh. You're going to see probably, Schreiber and those guys. So there is going to be some young talent. They're going to get some influx in there. But, who's going to be around to play with them? At the beginning of the year, it won't be Tatum. That's for sure. Your starting five, I think, will look a lot different, especially, come Halloween. But, I think around this time next year, I think Tatum will be back. I don't think he's like Adam was saying, 18 months. I don't think that's the case. I really don't think.
Yeah, so Durant took 18 months. That was also the COVID year too. So he probably waited longer. It's going to be somewhere. So Kobe did it in 8. As I sent the video of Kobe versus Tatum to people. Tatum's not coming back in 8. He's not the same animal that Kobe is.
Not at all. No, I get that. And
I blew out his Achilles, walked to the free throw line, hit 2 free throws, and then walked off the court himself.
But I realize, Uncle Dukes, that you're a Biberty Mutual executive and you're not a fucking NBA athlete. But how long was your recovery? Because I was telling tales. When it happened, I'm like, oh no, he's not back. He's not back for summer camp, but I'm like, he's back in November. Like I don't know why I thought he'd be back in November. Oh, what's happening? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is like.
There you go. That's all I got right now.
That was like only Jacks. Yeah, I love this. Yeah. Did I send $3 over Cash App or what?
I mean, my vertical was never much to look at before. Anyway, but no, it's I just finished physical therapy 2 weeks ago now.
Okay.
So November 20th, I think, actually was my surgery.
Okay. When did it happen? November 10th or November 15th or?
It was the 10th or the 9th, actually the 9th. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had surgery on the 20th, and then went to the Celtics game the night before though. Yeah,
of course you did.
Why not?
That's where you got the stink on you. Yeah.
And so yeah, right. And so I've been like out of the boot and walking around and with like very little pain and stuff for I'd say since early April, end of March.
Yep.
So what's that? November to March. You know what I mean? So you're looking at 5 months, 6 months, but that's not me. I'm not Tatum. You know what I mean? I don't have to do.
No, understood. Understood.
Am I going to go out and play basketball right now? Hell no. I don't have that feeling. But if I wanted to go for like a run, I can do that. You know, I have no problem with that. I can go for a run, go for a jog and stuff. I walked, 9 holes the other day, really hungover, still survived.
Love that for you.
So it's all of that. So I can. That's what I'm saying. Like 18 months, I thought was like, I'm like, that's outrageous. I do not see that happening. I see him coming back. I think you're right, Billy. I don't see 8, but let's say he had the surgery a week ago.
Is he back for the playoffs?
Right? He can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll be back before the playoffs.
I would say like 10 months. So you say in February would be 10 months.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm thinking like he'll be back in March. He'll be, February, March. I think so. Yeah. I don't see that being a problem.
All right.
So I feel like the new ownership could be like, okay, this is my chance to do a hard reset. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do a hard reset this offseason. The problem is like Porzingis, it's like, yeah, they want to get rid of him, but can they? With this viral thing, he's got to get over this. They can't get rid of him for shit right now.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to want him. He looked horrible.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I don't want them to Joe Milton this thing. Right? Don't get rid of him just to get rid of him and get nothing but a bag of balls for him, right?
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yep.
Because that's not okay. Don't do that. If
I don't see Brad doing that. Brad's done some pretty good deals.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Brad's on top of it, and I honestly, I don't know if you guys watched the end of season press conference with him. It was amazing. It was amazing. He was refreshing. He was honest. He was, I thought he did an amazing job. And it's nice to see someone in that role just cut through the bullshit and just be like, yeah, this is, look, he started off by talking about, look, we blew games 1 and 2. If we don't do that, we're not in this position. He's like, we blew those games. And he talked, he was very honest about that, and of course it was true, 1,000% true, that he blew all those games, you know what I mean? That we did. But, and he didn't talk about anything in the off season, like in regards to Al or Porzingis or any moves at all. He talked about the health and well-being of Porzingis, which I can appreciate, but he didn't talk about making any moves. He's like, we're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks. But he was great. I thought if you have a chance to watch it, it's obviously easy to find. It's GOOGLE. Anyway, but yeah, easy to find and you can get there. But it's definitely worth a watch. He was awesome.
Yeah. Do you think the mentality of the new ownership with Chisholm, do you think he's like just divorced from the emotional aspect of the relationship with these players? And I know there's a stewardship and we still have Wick in place and all that kind of stuff, but Chisholm can sort of come and be like, it's $6.1 million. I'll move the pieces all over the board wherever I want. and to Billy's point, blow it up. I'm not fire sale, even though I'm calling for a fire sale.
I've always thought the way that like everything happened when Brad took over, when Danny left,
Yep,
and they replaced him or Brad, they replaced.
he was
him
this
with
close.
Danny. Yeah, right. But they replaced him with Danny. Danny didn't give a shit. Danny didn't care. You know, obviously, I mean, I shouldn't say that. He cared, but he still felt that whatever move he was going to make was in the best interest of the Celtics. Was it always the best for the Celtics? Not necessarily, but no one's perfect. But I feel like Brad and him have that very similar mindset, right? Where it's, you know, they're not going to be like Red, where, you know, Mikhail and Larry, you know, went into the tread, fell right off, and he wasn't going to trade them for anything.
Did you,
you know?
Did you see the last episode of Celtic City?
Yes.
So good.
Yeah,
so well done.
He talks about that.
Yeah. It was a couple of weeks ago. I totally forgot about that, Billy. Yes, good point.
Yeah.
That's exact because he said something. Danny was like, "I would have traded them. I would have traded both the Larry and Mikhail because they could have gotten like Detlef Schrempf and Sam Perkins and something like that. I don't remember the rest of them, but yeah. But so I think Brad's not. Again, he's not at the point where he doesn't care, but I think he's going to make the decision that's best for the franchise.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean, to your point, Timmy, that it's a fire sale and that they go all in to get Coopah Flagg, who, by the way, has come out multiple times and said the Boston Celtics are his hometown and favorite team, which they should be because he's right up the street from Newport, Maine. God bless Maine.
God bless Maine.
We got one thing to hold on to.
God
Okay?
damn it, we got Coop.
Look,
Yep.
If they, I wouldn't. Look,
you'll be nude if something happens. You'll be nude. Nude.
If there's a player that we would trade Jaylen Brown for, if it's Coopah Flagg, then I'm fine with that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm honestly. Yeah.
The
only thing that freaks me out, and I'm going to whisper this. The only thing that freaks me out is the Lenny bias effect. Like that's what's just that, and I'm not wishing anything like that on him. It's just like we're such a central focus on like get Cooper home, whether it's doing his first run in Dallas or whatever. But like just like God, then he gets here and like we somehow drop the crystal and it smashes on the floor. We do something untoward to fuck it up because we will. Like that's what scares me.
You know the Celtics won the championship last year, right?
Yeah, we're a completely different team in the next 10 minutes, Billy. We're going to be a completely different team in the next 10 minutes.
The only problem I have is having two Duke players on the same team.
Nope.
That I have to root for.
That's. I'm with you on that one. That's fair. That's totally fair point.
Did he really go to Duke though? So like there for a cup of coffee.
He wore the jersey.
We're both there for a cup of coffee.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like he wore the jersey. I know.
I don't even think of
the jersey. I won't.
Yeah. When I think of Tatum, I don't think of him at Duke, though.
Will you not get a Coop shirt because he went to Duke?
I won't get a Duke Coop shirt.
I'm not asking you to get a Duke Coop shirt
or a Tatum Duke shirt. I do love the college jerseys. That's why I don't have a Brady college jersey.
I do
because he went to Michigan.
Oh my God.
Kitty.
Yeah, there's Maggie right on call. She's like, I'm gonna put my ass in this conversation.
Here's my butt.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my ass in this conversation. Interesting. All right.
Can I ask you guys?
We're not. Sorry. Go ahead. Absolutely.
Sorry. Changing the subjects a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit. Have you watched the first episode of the Patriots behind the scenes thing that they're doing?
Forged in Foxborough.
Yes.
I started it on YouTube only for the fact that with most of the TVs now, the TV in our bedroom, as soon as I start something, it pushes it into you should watch this stupid because you started it. So I just cue stuff up because it was a big long episode. 1 is a big long episode. And I just
well over an hour. Yeah.
I mentally was not in the headspace to ramble through it. I started it and then I threw it into the chat to you guys like this looks pretty dope, but I have not pressed on, but it does look like they've done a pretty good job with it. Yeah.
Very good so far. I haven't finished it. I was in the same boat as you where I started it during my workout yesterday morning. And I haven't had a chance to finish it yet just because work's been nuts. But I really love the fact that they're doing that. And like I don't know how far you got, Timmy, but I only got to like they basically talked about Vrabel, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, but that was I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm not more than 15 minutes in.
That Kendrick Bourne still hanging around. I thought he was going to be some kind of like trade or cut fodder, and he could possibly be when the season starts. But I was surprised that that's the case.
Yeah, still hanging out. Well, especially when he's been a little bit of a head case, and maybe there's been a come to Jesus meeting with the new administration is a possibility because there is talent there. And if you had them both in a room and you had to pick one, is it him or Polk? Because Polk's hanging out still, right?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna make him fight it out during the training camp.
Yeah, I think they're just going to use each other. They're going to, Survivor. Somebody's going to get their torch blown out.
Speaking of nailing things,
careful.
Props to Scotty Dukes. He a long time ago called Will Campbell.
3 kids. What's happening? Oh, Will Campbell. Yes, I did. Yeah, you're welcome. Nailed it. Told you. And honestly, I love Timmy, by the way, and you got the chance to see him in the airport.
I'll show you. Actually, God bless her. A couple things. I got to give one of our executive producers a lot of credit before the show started, and not to derail the show. I'm going to talk about a female. I'm sorry, rubber shoes. Apparently,
Jordan.
Rumors are flying right now that they got engaged.
Yeah,
they got engaged today.
Who did?
Yeah.
Coach and Jordan got engaged today.
Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick.
Yep. The other thing I want to share with you, hang on a second. Kaylee sent this through just so everybody knows. So that happened. Look at the dress she's on. Of course he's engaged. I got into it. We were at a leadership thing last week in Dallas for KW, and I was at a table full of people and not caring, completely sober, by the way, not caring. Like everybody's just like, I just can't believe that, blah, blah, blah. He's letting us out. Like, she is like, let's just, as a guy in America, a lot of things are happening. He's making a lot of these decisions while they're laying in bed, and she's holding his trophy. And if you're a guy on planet America, and don't say you wouldn't, because I'll challenge you on this, I'll stab you with my Nerf sword. If you have a 24-year-old girl and you are a 78,000-year-old Bill Belichick, and you're in bed, arguably nude, and she's holding your Lombardi, and all you want her to do is hoist it a little bit higher, she could negotiate for anything. So I have to imagine she has a million times said, I'd like you to get a 9th ring and give it to me, while she's holding his Lombardi. Like, that's her negotiating tactic. I don't know why people are like, this is crazy. I can't believe he's doing that. He's sleeping with a 24-year-old. She can have whatever she wants. And that's why we're here now and they're engaged. And I don't know why people are amazed by this.
I thought she was 26.
I've heard 15 different ages. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I guess what
Chernick sleep with the 26-year-old. Never mind.
Oh, welcome to the show, Orange Soda. All right. Well, so that happened, but I'm going to scroll back in my chat with our dear friend Kaylee. So we're in the Delta Tunnel. If you're familiar with Logan, there's you have your son and the airport. If you are in the Delta wing, if you go into some of the outside gates, you have to go down in the tunnel, right? And there's those 2 walkways. So we're coming back from Texas. He is clearly heading, we finally figured out, Kaylee figured out, because she's the CIA, like most females are. She figured out that he went home for his LSU graduation, because those pictures popped up the next day. And he's just going by, and he's a mountain, first of all, he's a mountain. So you're not missing him. And I got Nathan in front of me, Kaylee, me. I don't know if JV's in front or in back. And I look over, and I love this part. He's got a Patriots hat on backwards. He's got a Patriots pullover on.
Love that.
Shorts, got a MacBook tucked under his arm, his backpack on, and God bless him, humble, because he can afford all of the AirPods. He's got wired Apple headphones in his ears. And I just looked over, and I'm like, bro, welcome to Boston. We love that you're here. And he's like, thanks, man. And he keeps going. And Kaylee, God bless her, because girls are great with their phones and take much better pictures. She turns around and gets him. That's him.
Oh my God. That's
skating
awesome.
away. He's a mountain. Like if you look at the guy that looks almost his height, that guy's 30,000 feet closer to us than he is. Will Campbell is a monster, but I love that he's traveling by himself to fly home to LSU to walk the stage, and he's all dolled up in Patriots gear. Like you see so many professional athletes. That's how excited he is about being here.
But
That's what I saw. Like I'm like, this kid loves it. Loves it.
He answered the question. Someone asked him about like, have you had a chance to like, get out and sightsee and like check out the ocean and blah blah blah. And he's like,
have you been to the Golden Banana? Really is the question everybody wants to know.
I don't think they weren't that direct.
I know, far drive from Foxborough.
Little Kowloon, little Saugus wings.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he goes, I think he said something about, he's like, oh, like you mean like around like the areas and stuff. He's like, no, right now I'm only focused on football. He's like, well, there'll be time to sightsee later or something like that effect. He said so many of the right things since he's been drafted.
He was joking about he was up in the lighthouse. And he was looking out. He goes, "I'm surveying my land. I'm going to be like Matt Light. I'm hunting on this bitch." Like he's hysterical.
Hunting, like whatever. There's a
stand, right?
No, there was a store, and I'm blanking on the store because I don't hunt and I don't know what it is. And
it's Bass Pro Shops right there.
Yeah.
That's
Foxborough.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
he's so excited.
Here.
Yep.
I can't believe they have one of those. He goes,
I'm going to be hunting on this land just like Matty Light.
Yeah.
Like he super gets it. And I love when he was asked about what he's willing to do. He's like, I'll die for my quarterback. Yes. And then Drake pops up and he's just like, love this kid. Let's go. So good. So good.
Dude, so I follow Mike Reese, obviously, on the it used to be Twitter X, whatever, and
Twix. We call it Twix now.
Didn't go very well. Didn't go very well for Drake. I guess
I heard Drake had 3 picks today. So 2 things.
4.
Good. 4. Okay. 4 picks today.
And then
4 picks today. Good. Get it out of your system. Good. He's slinging it fearlessly, and good. The defense is better.
Well, that's just it.
So a lot of things. If he's throwing 4 picks on May, what are we, 18th today? 20th? May 20th? Yeah, let it rip.
Yeah.
Let it rip. The defense is better and he's fearless. Good. That's what we needed in the pocket.
By the way, I would like to say thank you, Timmy. You have officially inspired the next boys trip. We are officially getting a hotel room and going down for training camp this year. The boys
I love that.
It's a short trip. We'll bounce around. We're actually going to go to the Hall of Fame, not the Patriots Hall of Fame. We'll go there too, but we'll also go to Springfield because it was a disaster for the Basketball Hall of Fame the last time we tried to go in there. On the way back from our last
trip. Are you talking like Chernick and Uncle Stevie? Or are you talking about your boys?
Logan and Nathan and I.
Okay.
We had our first annual boys trip last year. We drove.
I don't know if I had to call you a parole officer and just make sure she was aware. Yeah.
We drove to Canton, Ohio last year and went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And so this year we wanted to do, I was thinking let's try something a little closer to home, and we've never been to training camp. And Nathan, of course, perked right up.
Your boys haven't done camp?
We've never done camp.
Really? Okay.
So we're going to get a hotel right on Gillette and the whole thing. We're doing everything. We're not going anywhere. We're staying right there. We're going to be right there the whole time. So I'm actually thinking we're going to spend a couple of days there. We're not going to just not just do one.
That's good. They do it. That's a great thing there.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I've done it a couple of times. Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. I might pick your brains for ideas and stuff, but we'll do that offline.
And they're building like if you're coming, so if you're walking from the stadium down the right-hand side of the stadium to go down that ramp into where camp opens up and the bleachers are on this side, the bubble is over here, right? Mm-hmm. On the other side of the parking lot, or the other side of the fields where the parking lot is where they're putting up the whole new facility for the players.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's getting built on the other side of those fields. So, yeah, I think that, didn't they just go the second straight year like they have the shittiest rating from the NFLPA? Like they got ripped on for food and services, and
they weren't the worst. Actually, the Chiefs were the worst. The Chiefs were the
worst,
which
is fascinating. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is they one of the things that they got ripped on a bunch was the plane. Like the plane was super old. It had still had
ashtrays. Yes.
Yeah.
Cassette deck.
And then there were pictures that were sent out after the fact, and like Julian Edelman and Gronk, they do the Guys of Guys or whatever it is, the podcast they do, and they were showing pictures like, no, oh wait, I don't see the ashtrays here and stuff. Like they were just ripping on it because it was complete BS. None of that was true. Like they were like the way.
Oh, about the plane being that old.
Yeah, the way they it's not the Cleveland Indians from like the Major League movie.
Yeah.
Like,
because
they're not out there. Like, come on.
Yeah, because they've had that plane since the 2000s. You haven't been able to smoke on a plane since probably
That's
the
what I'm saying.
early
Like,
90s.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like, give me a break.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's so ridiculous. I think those surveys are kind of garbage, to be honest with you. But whatever. It is what it is. I think there are parts that are probably true, but like the weight rooms and stuff like that, I'm sure need to be updated and things like that. But I also think that I've always wondered, at least.
Well, you also now have a head coach who was a player, and Crafty has said this 15,000 times. You've now got a player in those shoes.
Yeah.
And he's just going to go in and be like, fuck that. Get them new this, get them new that, get them cryogenics, get them all of the goddamn things, get them daycare for their kids, get them suites for their wives, like figure it out. Because if he's going to be the bridge back to the golden days, and he is, he also has the license to walk into that room and be like, write a bigger check, Bobby.
Yep.
Like, just figure it out. Because we're not going to attract people for the weather. Yeah, we're not attracting people for the weather. As much as that screen's gorgeous. Love the screen. Love the new lighthouse. Love everything they've done there. He sort of blueprinted creating a community around a stadium. He's the one that showed the way, like where Baltimore was like, this is a ballpark now, not a baseball stadium. And that started in the 90s. Now people are building ballparks. Kraft was the one that built all of that on Tommy's back. Hi, Tommy. You can slip me a $30 bill for this comment. On Tommy's back, he built this universe, right? But it is what Foxborough used to be. Like, let's go to Gillette and have an honest conversation about the fact that she's old. And they're making it nice, and they can steal from what John Henry, God, I'm going to give him fucking credit. They've made Fenway beautiful and functional and still sexy and like worth going to. Like every time you go there, they've done something new to make Fenway dope. Well, and Gillette can be that too, but Gillette's pretty blah. Doesn't hold the noise in. They were worried about pulling 18-wheelers in for dirt bikes and concerts.
Hey, it's much better than MetLife Stadium that is only
much better than RFK or whatever it's called. Like I've been to Washington.
Yeah, the new one's going to be dope though, dude. They're about to stomp on everybody's nuts. But Washington's new stadium is going to be dope.
PNC Park in Pittsburgh, unbelievable.
Chef's kiss. You think it's the best? Everybody's right.
Yeah, phenomenal. It's beautiful, phenomenal area. Then the football stadium's like a quarter mile down the street.
Yep.
And everything in between is hotels, restaurants, and just amazing area. Just too bad their baseball team sucks.
Yes.
My stepsister lives 5 or 6 blocks from the PNC Park.
Nice. Yeah. That area was
It's
great.
Amazing. Yeah. The strangest thing to me was seeing people tailgating for a baseball game.
That's super cool. That's super cool.
It's like, because we can't do that around Fenway.
If you go hang out, because we've done on almost every road trip, we end up in Philly, and we'll park over by Eagle State, We'll park over by Lincoln Financial, and right across the way is hockey and basketball, and then right behind you is Phillies, and it's just they're all just tucked right there.
Yeah,
and I love that, and we'll never have that in Boston, and it's okay, but it's so cool when it's like that, because to Billy's point, it's one big tailgate fest. Like no matter what game it is, they're tailgating.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way that the setup is. I mean, is what it is. You know what I mean? It also makes it unique, I guess, at the same time.
Sure.
But you also get that's Boston. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just fuck you.
Well, New York's the same way. They don't. They don't care. I mean,
have you
their football
tried to go
stadiums
to
in New
Madison
Jersey.
Square Garden? Oh my God! Good luck with that.
Dirt.
Yeah, they go to Jersey for the Giants and the Jets.
Yeah.
Dirt. Yeah, can we close out with this? I want as basketball fans, as the NBA insiders on the show, help me with, and I appreciate it's been 1,000 years since the Knicks have advanced. But when we put the celebrations of the last round into context, and we've got asshole fans in Boston too, box checked. I'm talking about the kid in the Pacers jersey that was getting the trash thrown at him. The mob following that kid, and that's been exacerbated and shown over and over and over again. If we put it in context, where without Tatum, and we shot ourselves in the foot in the first 2 games. I'm not saying this. I appreciate their celebration, and if I were a Knicks fan, I get that. But like, that was a little. Did they shoot their shot? Did they blow the confetti?
So
before they got their pants off? Like, I feel like it was prom night and they're like, oh my God, I finished in my pants. Like, have they not saved any juice or juju for like the next round? Or do you, and I'm asking you boys, do the Pacers slap the Knicks?
I think so. I think, look, legit, when I sent that text saying Pacers in 5, I really feel that.
Okay.
Like I was worried about the Pacers against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Even if we were healthy, the Pacers we swept the Pacers last year, but they made you work for every game, and then they didn't have Halliburton for 2 of those games.
Right.
So I think it's Pacers OKC in the finals.
Scotty.
Yeah, I actually said it was funny when the Pacers series started, right? Against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Chris was up here. Jernick was here in the actually here at the house, and I was like, oh, the Pacers are going to win the series, and we went back and forth quite a bit, and I was like, yeah. He's like, no, they won't beat this because of this, and this, and I'm like, I'm just telling you, they're better coached, and they're a better basketball team. Now, when it comes to the Knicks, as much as the fan base are being complete and utter assholes and douchebags, and that's just how they treated that kid was horrible. I see the Knicks winning, and is only a few reasons why, and the top reason is I think Tibbs will come up with a way to work Halliburton into kind of a bit of a frenzy. So I really think that Tibbs will figure out a way to kind of
he'll Belichick him, right?
Yeah, he'll figure out a way to kind of limit that. They have, as long as Mitchell Robinson, he's kind of shook off the I can't hit a free throw situation.
Yeah,
I mean, they have the size to deal with Evan Turner and those guys. So it's going to come down to me. Look, if you look at a matchup, right? Halliburton and Brunson to me is a wash, right? It's going to be who's going to be able to, like, Cat and Turner. Cat's probably got the edge, but who's going to be able to step up and take on Siakam? I think Siakam's going to be critical, and I think Josh Hart's going to be critical for New York. So there's a couple of different sides there that'll be interesting to see. But I think both conferences, and I'm really excited about the Final Four, to be honest with you, on the fact that the Celtics aren't in it. But it's great because 3 out of the 4 teams have never even won a championship. One of them never been to an NBA Finals.
So they're linking OKC with Seattle, saying that they did win one in the 70s.
You can't do that.
Can't
do that. That's so stupid.
Seattle moved to OKC. That's
no,
the same.
I know.
But that's what.
And I get
because that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, 3 of these teams never been one before, but
I don't look at it that way. I feel like the Thunder have had themselves established enough in Oklahoma City. And honestly, I feel like that's a slap in the face to Oklahoma City fans. Now, here's a question, and I don't know the answer to this, and now I'm going to have to look it up, is in Oklahoma City, at their place, do they have the Seattle championship hanging up? Do they have the banner?
I would
doubt
it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I agree. I bet they have their Western Conference championship back in when what should have been the big 3 for a long time, Westbrook, Durant, and Harden. I bet they had that, but I doubt they have the Seattle one. So to me, like, you can't do that. I still think it's 3 that have not won, and then You know, because the other thing is too, I still think they're going to bring Seattle back. I think there's going to be an NBA
I
team
think
in
eventually. Yeah.
Seattle in the next 4 to 5 years. But so I think it's an exciting Final Four. I think actually both series go 7. And so I agree with Billy from an Oklahoma City perspective. I think OKC goes through, and it's OKC New York.
Since you brought up his name, I got a question. Biggest loser, James Harden or Embiid?
Embiid.
Oh my God. No, it's got to be Harden. Harden has had so many more opportunities. He's had more opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong, Timmy, but like,
No, you're right. You're right. He's been, Embiid's been trusting the process in Philadelphia since 1912.
Because Embiid's, I'll say this, Embiid's an enormous loser. But at the same time, he's also been hurt a bunch.
Yeah.
He's been hurt a bunch. So
don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch. Such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Harden gets the nod in my book also.
That was a good. I think Harden is, because he's had so many opportunities to win, and he's choked in so many massive moments.
Right.
So many massive moments. Now, here's the question. By the end of his career, will Harden end up in the Hall of Fame? Like, you look at him, you look at Westbrook, right? You look at these guys that have just not been able to take that next step to be great. Do they get into the Hall of Fame?
They do. Basketball lets a lot of
basketball.
people
Everyone gets in. Yeah, that's a good point. But do they belong? I guess is really my question.
I mean, if you went by the standards of like baseball, where they're like nitpicky, they would never get in. But
or football, like pro football, football's hard to get into.
Football's tough. Football is
douchey tough. Football, I feel like it's tough.
Which it's gonna be interesting now that Pete Rose is eligible. It won't be the baseball writers that vote him in. It's the committee,
which are even tougher.
What they call them. Yeah,
they're even
I
feel like they're even harder, man. Like, jeez, what are we doing? Did you guys wait? And I apologize, I didn't get a chance to hear it. Raise your hand, in or not?
What's happening
for Rose? Pete Rose, sorry, in or not?
Oh, in.
Did you guys talk?
In.
I answer.
Right? We haven't really discussed it, but I'm in.
I wore my Pete Rose jersey last week on the show.
Oh, did you not? Love it. Sorry, I missed it.
4,000% in. Yep.
And the thing is, it as a player, he 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to put him in as a manager. He wasn't a great manager, so he won't be in there as a Hall of Famer. But as a player, he was the all-time hits leader for the longest time. I think Jeter finally broke his hits record. No one. When you think of how to play the game, Pete Rose back then, my childhood, he was my favorite player.
That's Pete Rose, dude.
How you play?
It's still Pete Rose with 4,256.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ty Cobb is actually second with 4,189.
Charlie Hustle.
So the all-time hits leader deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Well, that's like, and to me, Bonds deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Look,
Bonds, Clemens, Manny, A-Rod, they all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. It's funny because, they talk about like the steroid era and all that stuff like that. Yeah, it was. And people
everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing it. Yeah. But you know what? Not everyone was successful. Right. Not for the time period they were. Look at Brady Anderson, for example. There's an Oriole for you.
Yeah.
You remember Brady Anderson? That guy had a sexy swing.
Brett Boone had it.
Yeah.
We all know, and it's a weird, but it's a local example. We all remember when Sports Illustrated hit and Nomar was on the cover with the bat with no shirt on, and you're like, that is not just the gym.
Yeah.
That is not protein powder.
He Garcia parted his arm.
So
or his ass.
And then he was never the same. He was never the same. He broke after that.
So when Clemens was in the booth when his kid was in town, Cody hit, and they were talking about Will Fleming before he came in the booth. So this was on radio. So I was listening to it on the radio before I got home, and they said 100% Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, and they said he was walked 235 times in a season. That's 100 times more than the second most time that someone's been walked in a season.
But not intentionally, right? Like he drew.
But I think Andy
he
was intentionally walked like 80 something times.
80, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's insane. His understanding of the strike zone was insane. That's what I think. It drives me nuts. Like just the discounting of the actual science of the sport.
Yep.
That assholes think they you don't.
Yeah.
Come on.
His baseball IQ was off the charts.
But you don't actually know what it takes to sit up there. It's the hardest thing in professional sports is to hit a baseball. That is the hardest thing to do, right? And you sit there and you discount,
especially if Araldis is throwing 108,
right?
And it's like
oh my god! And then or someone like a Dustin May, like the young kid from L.A. Right?
Yep.
So the other night I saw him throw a 103-mile fastball. Stoney and I were watching the game, 103 mile an hour. Then he threw a slider at 88.
Yep.
So you look at it like I'm like, and it's like it's darting. I'm like, dude, good luck with that.
And not to give the ownership any credit, but I'm just asking you as a fan, Scotty, do you not love watching? Because I don't even at home. When we're at home, I don't watch any sports through DirecTV. This is going to sound manic. I will figure out where the game is. If it's a CBS game, I go and watch it through Paramount because the streaming is cleaner. 4,000%. It's not getting dumbed down again by the feed going to DirecTV, then DirecTV feeding to me. I know this is like video file shit, but work with me on this.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not going to go watch a Red Sox game at home because it's only at home. Bruins games and Red Sox games on NESN 360, which you get automatically if you have NESN through your provider, which I do. I will go into the NESN 360 app and watch Fenway in 4K. It's delicious.
It's awesome.
It's
awesome.
night and day to the regular broadcast.
So I'm assuming you're asking if I watched the other night where it was on TBS or whatever it was, or NESN. So
if it's on TBS or TNT, all that stuff I watch through the Max app because they're Warner Brothers. Oh, yeah. I go into all the streaming services to get a cleaner picture, and it is night and day between streaming broadcast.
But I use Hulu, so mine's a little bit different. I don't have like a TV streaming service. I don't know if that makes a difference. I guess I haven't really thought about that because I don't have like DirecTV or YouTube TV or anything like that anymore.
Yeah. I hear you.
We have like the Disney Plus bundle situation happening.
I hear you. Yep.
By the way, Andor. I don't know if you guys watched that.
I have not started it, but everybody says it's dope, right? It's super good, right?
Midnight. Oh my god!
I haven't started it. Yeah. Before we go, my wife and I have this running joke that she is unapologetic with her list, her hallway pass, and I keep saying that I don't have a list, even though I continually seem to add to it with my comments. If you are a fan, Scotty's going to know where I'm going in like 3, 2, 1. If you're a fan of the John Wick series, there's a new movie coming out called Ballerina with one of my 17th future ex-wife, Ana de Armas.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm going to sleep out for tickets like it's fucking Dave Matthews. I will carry her baby.
You know you can order tickets online, right?
Stop. You're taking all the fun out of it for me. Brosif, I would sit in a dark room and listen to her read bad phone numbers. She's fucking spectacular. That movie's going to be amazing. Amazing.
Right, so I the stats for Barry Bonds that year. So he was walked 282 times, intentionally walked 120 times.
Yep.
Oh my God.
He batted .362 and had 45 home runs.
Unreal.
So it's like he basically got one pitch in at bat.
Sorry, my wife was dancing in the window over here, so I started to see if she.
All right.
Oh, it's not like that. No, it's terrible. Like that kind of dance.
White girls overbite. White girls overbite.
Yeah.
She dancing to the sound of the Shire.
Yeah, she's wearing a vest with a pink sweatshirt and I'm pretty sure blue sweatpants. So yeah, it's like one of those things. We're married.
She's not looking to have the next child. She's done.
We are done.
The factory is closed. Yep.
I
Go ahead.
just would like to wish my wife a happy anniversary tomorrow. Tomorrow will be 31 years.
Woo! 31 years. Holy shit.
31.
That's
I knew you guys. I knew you guys were ahead of us. I didn't. 31.
amazing.
It's still horrifying to hear out loud, and I mean that in the best of ways. Well, I do feel sorry for Steph because she's a wonderful woman and she's very patient. Yeah, Janina and I in September will 9696 will be 29 years. 31 years. Congratulations, buddy.
Hey,
you.
September for us will be 9.
Unbelievable.
Good.
9
Dude,
years for us.
I don't believe that math. You guys and Amy looks 22 years old. I'm not making any claims on her age. I do feel like you guys, I wanted you to say like 15 or 16 to make me feel better. 9, dude?
Yeah, 9. The house
It
will
feels
be
like
10.
so much longer than that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
built the
house
house in 15, right?
10,
Yeah.
15. Yep. The house will be 10 years in September, and then we got married in 2016. It makes things a lot easier, I can tell you that. To keep track of the years.
Dude, the smartest thing I did in my life was 9696.
Oh, right? Yeah.
That's the greatest thing I ever did. I wasn't really thinking it through, but I guess I did.
Ours was 9.
I'll take credit for it now.
Actually. We weren't too far from you guys.
Yeah.
Ours was 9/17. Yeah.
31 years.
five
What
or
rubber shoes? What are you
five.
doing to celebrate? Are you buying another shirt? Like what? How do you thank Steph for not locking the doors?
He's holding the shirt.
I'm wearing it.
Is that what her anniversary gift to you?
That's what I said. Hey, I'm getting this for our anniversary.
No, all right. No, back it up. He's such a jackass. What are you doing for her? And please don't
I can't say it out loud.
Well, yeah, because it's not fit
She's
for
in the
children,
house.
or okay.
No, she's in the house.
Okay.
She's in the house and she'll buy, I don't know if she watches the show, but yeah, I get that.
All right.
But she makes it difficult for me because she's every so it was her birthday, May 13th.
Okay.
Mother's Day was the 11th, and our anniversary the 21st. So it's like, what do you want? Nothing. I'm like, oh, you suck.
That's not a real answer,
like,
though. Like there's always, you know what they're doing?
But she is the one that, so I know everyone's like, oh, they tell you nothing. And then when you get her nothing, they're like, oh, you didn't get me anything. She's the one person that she would, if I showed up with just a card, she'd be like, oh, you finally listened to me.
Question, Uncle Dukes, go ahead.
Is she one of the ones that like my wife is, she doesn't want anything like material, like a gift like that. She wants like time, like from the kids or whatever. But I guess, well, I don't know if you guys are empty nesters at this point, but
Yeah.
that's what she
No,
wants.
no, we're not.
Oh.
In this economy?
Big bird's in the nest. Big bird's in the nest.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in the nest. He's in the nest. Yep. He's in the nest.
But I didn't know if that was the case or not, because that's how Amy usually is. She's like, because Amy is hard to buy for because she just buys whatever she wants, which is fine. I have no.
That
problem
would
with
be
that, but
Janina
it
would
makes
say
it
that about
harder.
me. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, the stuff she wants me to put a new floor in the kitchen.
It's to stock up some new lids.
See, she wants me to do stuff around the house, like put a new floor in the kitchen.
Amy loves that. Yep.
Those type of things. So,
Yep.
like last year,
That's her love language, Billy.
yeah,
Yes.
last
Yes.
year
Acts of service. Yes.
I fixed
Yes,
the
yes.
steps on the deck last year, and you would have thought I was Mr. America.
You are first. Well, so all right. So Scotty's got the solar panel out on the pool. Yes, you have a solar panel on the pool, grabbing some heat right now. That's not even going yet. Okay. When do we? And we're going to close out the show. Thank you, Joe and Leslie, and our friends at AAA Work Trucks for Scotty and Rubber Shoes and myself. We got Adam and Corey stuck in hair and makeup with some emergencies at work. We'll be back next Tuesday. The question we all want to know is, when do we get the first sexual assault picture of you on the strawberry in your pool? When do you mount the fruit, as they say?
Yeah, I can't believe Scotty's already opened his pool. We're looking at the forecast. We're weeks away before opening our pool.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is.
It's like we're like, why? Why do we?
The cover? I gotta finish cleaning the cover off though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, why do we want to open it and run the filter every day? Just
Yeah.
so we're waiting. We're weeks away before opening. It might be Father's Day by the time we open it.
Oh, all right.
Pool.
we're looking forward to the photos. We're looking forward to the
By the way,
photographic
my
evidence.
Father's Day, I have the best Father's Day planned.
What's happening?
Uh,
Oh my
it's,
God.
We
We do the same thing every year, and I love it. And you guys know what it is. But go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't know
The boys and I jump in the car, and she will drive to Saugus, and we will eat at Saugus, and we will come home. It's very simple.
It is very simple.
I thought you played golf
some
on
people,
Father's
some
Day.
people, some people want acts of service. Some people want acts of evasion. I'll take acts of evasion. Yes.
You don't play golf on Father's
You're
Day?
making a rinse of that.
I appropriated, Scotty. Sorry. I'll play that weekend. On the Sunday though, no. We'll play it. Well, we play every Saturday. We'll play, and that's the other thing. Bubba's working at Pease. He got Saturdays off all summer.
Nice.
How dope is that?
How the hell did you do that?
Because his boss Mike is like, well, I got enough staff. That's fine. He's like, I want Saturday so I can play golf with my dad. I'm like, perfect.
Done.
Yep.
That's
So yes. What are you
Mine
doing
is,
on Father's Day?
So I'm doing
Oh.
getting up super early
Mhm.
in the morning,
Mhm.
and I'm watching the extended versions of all three
gosh.
Hobbits and all three Lord of the Rings in a row.
With your dad.
Oh no! If he shows up, that's fine. No, it's gonna be.
If he
basically
does
just
show
me.
up,
I
do you
don't care.
guys shave each other's toes? Like, what do you do in the Shire? Like, how do you celebrate as hobbits?
He'll show up. He'll show up. Usually, he'll probably be here he'll be here post second breakfast, but around 11s.
11s,
And
just
then
in
we'll
time
have,
for 11s.
luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, and supper, and then we'll he'll shift his way back to Angie.
Asking for a friend again, only because I know that Rubber Shoes is currently on the schneid, as I am too, as the member of the show that is still imbibing right now. Is it true, and I don't know if you've had this yet, but it's everywhere. I just saw 3 commercials in the last half hour on ESPN. Is Busch Light Apple really that much of a, like, people are losing their minds over Busch Light Apple? It's apparently off the charts.
Look, I have a penis. I'm not drinking that. I have no idea.
Oh,
what you're talking about.
people are very excited. Honestly, it's like apparently tough to get. And then when the shipments come in, guys are like out the door on Busch Light Apple. I don't know.
I drink like legit, like, I'm over here drinking the Maine Brewing Company. Hey, puppy. So yeah. What the hell? Why are you?
Yeah, you don't drink domestic light beer. I get that. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm not usually.
But I just set you Raz though, dude. Now you're looking for it. Now you'll be in the store. You'll be like, all right, I'm going to grab a 6-pack just so I can report back to Timmy. Yes.
I'll ask the missus and see what she can.
Yes.
comes
Yes.
up.
If you see Busch Light Apple,
Even before I stopped having alcohol, I don't think I've had a beer in probably 4 or 5 years.
really?
Well,
All
my
right.
fourth chin, apologizes for you.
My fourth shit. All right, we'll be back at it. We are next Tuesday because on Wednesday, the KWCL Classic is happening. I'll be golfing with Uncle Dukes and Uncle Stevie and Maddie Horan, and we may or may not have a bag of marshmallows. We're coming for you, Nippo.
Oh my God.
We're coming.
Oh,
We're coming for you.
Trying to get kicked out this year?
No, I'm not trying to get kicked out. I'm just kidding. But it looks like the weather's going to cooperate. So next Tuesday night, we'll be back at it. For Joe and Leslie, our dear friends at AAA Work Trucks, for Scotty, Rubber Shoes, and myself, Corey and Adam, we love you hanging out. Go to AAA Work Trucks. Listen to me. Go to atbshow.com. There you can comment and share and subscribe and like, and we would love all of that. We'll see you next week. Take care, boys.